Look, man, you're so close. So close. Like, you're this close, bro. Like, don't give up. Don't quit. A lot of people quit and a lot of people give up right before that breakthrough. Right before that blessing comes into their life and right before that door opens. Don't let that be you. Like, do not let that be you. I don't know who needs to hear this, bro. But if you're struggling right now, if you feel stuck right now, if you feel lost right now, man, like, just keep going. Just keep pushing. Like, it's okay to fail sometimes. It's okay to lose sometimes. That's part, of the process. That's part of the journey. That's part of becoming the person that you want to be. That's part of reaching your goals. Like, it's okay to fail. But during those times where it may be hard, where you may be tired, you may be discouraged, or you may lose faith, like, just keep going. Just keep pushing. Like I said, you never know when that breakthrough is coming. You never know when that opportunity is coming. Success, growth, the answered prayers, they often start to show up during the hardest times. They often start to show up during the hardest battles. So you got to resist, the temptations of giving up. You got to resist the temptations of quitting, because, that resistance that you're showing and that discipline that you're showing is the proof that you're close to something really big. It's the proof that you're close to that breakthrough happening. It's the proof that you're right there. You're literally right there. Like, you're so close, bro. You're so close. So just don't quit. Like, don't give up. That's the only way, you can truly fail is by quitting. The only way you can truly fail is by giving up. You didn't come this far just to come this far. I know you started from zero. I know you started from the bottom and you've made so much progress. You made so much growth. So why would you only come this far just to come this far? You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing, just keep going, just keep grinding, keep working, keep praying, keep trusting God in everything that you're doing, and don't quit. Don't give up. Every step you take, every time you show up, every time you work, every time you grind, it's progress. Even if it's a small step, even if it doesn't feel like it's progress, like, every time you get up and put in work, every time you get up and just show up every single day, that's progress, bro. Like, you're making progress, even in the times where it may not feel like it. Just like God's working, even in the time where it may feel silent, like, the progress is being made, the steps are being taken, even if they're small steps. Just believe that, just trust that, just know that. Know that the work you're putting in and the time you're putting in and energy you're putting in isn't just wasted. It is pushing you forward. It's helping you become better. It's helping you become stronger. Like, it is pushing you forward and closer to your goals. So don't give up, bro. It's like a marathon, man. Sometimes you start off great. The first couple miles are easy, but the last miles, it may get hard. You may get tired. You may get discouraged. The last mile is going to hurt the most, but it's also the most rewarding. That last mile is going to hurt the worst, but it's also where the doors open up. It's also where you cross that finish line. It's also where you make that breakthrough. So even if it's hurting right now, man, even if it's hard right now, like, just keep running that marathon. Keep running that race. Even if God is testing our patience, even if God is testing our faith, like, he does that before he blesses us. He does that before he opens that door. Like I said before, man, God always gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. He's putting you through that to prepare you. He's testing you to prepare you for what's big, for what's in store for you. So don't stop watering the seeds just because you don't see the growth yet. Like I talked about a couple of videos ago, man, just because you're waiting or just because you're being patient does not mean what you've put in is wasted. Does not mean what you've prayed for is wasted. Like, just keep pushing. That time is coming, man. I promise you that time is coming. I promise you that breakthrough is coming. But you can't give up before you get there. You can't quit before you get there. You can't, like, you got to keep pushing, man. You're so close, man. I can't say that enough. Like, you're way closer than you think. You've made so much more progress than you think. You've grown so much more than you think. You took so many more steps than you think you have. So just keep going, man, because that next step that you take, that next move that you make, that next video that you post, that next job that you take might be the one that changes everything. That might be the one that really puts you in the door and helps you, succeed. That might be the one where your goals are met. You never know when that breakthrough can happen, man. So just keep going, because I promise you, you're so much more closer than you may think. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're over 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.